I was shorter, I had a bigger head, I used a scooter from 5th grade, but it wasn't weird to me because it was all I've ever known.
I think the first sign of Kevin's NF was when he was just a few weeks old. He had cafe au lait spots. And then when he was about 2 years old, I got a call in my office from his pediatrician. And she starts talking to me about Kevin, about how his head seemed much larger. So she had decided to look into it further. And I said, "What is it that you think he has?" She said, "Neurofibromatosis."
I was diagnosed with NF when I was 2 years old, and I was actually diagnosed with dwarfism when I was 5 years old. Having NF is uncommon and dwarfism is uncommon, but having both was unheard of.
What I admire about Kevin is nothing has caused him to change his goals for the future.
I do a lot of video editing, which is fun. It's kind of like putting together a puzzle, just finding all the right parts and how it flows, and it's cool seeing everything you put together.
Kevin has a lot of personal strength, and the ability for him to do certain things with us that normally his disability would prevent.
He knows that he is different, but he's never let that veer him off course from who he is and who he wants to be.
I have scans every year. Usually every year it comes back where it says everything's stable, there's nothing to worry about. There's probably some small growth, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. But just recently in the results, it said my largest tumor, which stretches from my cheek down to my lung, was growing rapidly. And that was probably the scariest experience of my life because you don't know what the results are going to be. One thing I would say to patients with NF is you have to live life to the fullest. I love to travel. Just recently I got back from a trip to Japan with me and all my friends. That was a trip of a lifetime. When you're traveling with a disability, it's hard, but having everyone there who understands me and what I have, it helps a lot. Just like I've always known about NF, I've always known about CTF. It's just been a part of me. My mom has been involved with CTF for many years. She's been on the board since then. She was chairperson for a couple years.
As a family, we've been very involved with a lot of CTF events. We've done a lot of fundraisers. We used to be very involved with Racing for Research.
We'd go down to Florida in Daytona and do the Rolex 24 race, and we'd have a couple cars who had our CTF logo on them, and they have the names of all the NF heroes on them. So as a kid, seeing your name on the side of a Porsche racing around Daytona was one of the coolest experiences ever. Meeting all the drivers, meeting all these amazing people who volunteer their time. Being the CTF ambassador is a real honor. Ever since I was a kid, going to all the galas, seeing all the ambassadors on stage, it's something that always seemed cool to me. And now being able to actually be the ambassador, I'm really excited for all the work I can do in this next year. It's looking bright for the future, but there's still a lot of work to be done with NF treatment.
Please welcome to the stage CTF National Ambassador Kevin Martin.
Hi, and thank you all for being here. I'm Kevin Martin, and I'm the CTF National Ambassador. I was diagnosed with NF at 2 years old, and even from such a young age, it was never hidden from me the fact that I had NF. Any questions I asked my parents, they answered. And because of this, having NF is all I've ever known. But it's also been the biggest question mark in my life. Everyone with NF doesn't know what to expect at their next MRI or doctor's appointment. And in my case, I had a rapidly growing tumor, which stretches from my cheek down to my lung. Some doctors were concerned it may have turned malignant, so they sent me in for a biopsy. Which was pretty scary. My neurologist, Dr. Yohei, tried to reassure me by saying he was confident it would turn out to be nothing. And credit to him, he was right. It came back negative, and the next scan showed that the growth had stopped. I'm in the clear for now, but there's no knowing if or when it might happen again. Oop, the button's not working here. All right, I got it. There we go. If having one rare disease wasn't enough, When I was 5 years old, I was also diagnosed with a rare form of dwarfism. And to this day, I'm one of only about a dozen people on Earth known to have both NF and dwarfism. I've gotten to know people in both the NF and dwarfism communities, but dwarfism isn't something that is life-threatening like NF is. So my bigger focus has always been on NF and meeting everyone in the NF community and advancing NF research. With that, I'm excited to meet everyone. Thank you all for being here. I'm pleased to welcome the NF Summit co-chairs to the stage.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to NF Summit 2024. I'm Devorah Siegel. I'm a pediatric neurologist and neuro-oncologist and the co-director or the assistant director of the NF program at NYU in New York. This is my first time in Texas, so welcome to me and welcome to all of you. We have a fantastic program today with sessions focused on NF1 and NF2 and schwannomatosis, and we're really excited that you're all here with us today and looking forward to a great program.
Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you on day 2 of the NF Summit. We have, as Devorah mentioned, a selection of excellent topics for the summit, and I hope you enjoy each one of them, and I hope you have questions which we will try to answer. I am a pediatric neurologist, professor of neurology at Dell Children's Hospital in Austin, Texas, and I am the co-director of the Neurofibromatosis Center at Dell Children's Hospital. Prior to that, I was the director of the NF program at the Cleveland Clinic for about 16 years. Thank you.